Hello everyone, JTC here with an important update on the Kylen and Crystal Schulte matter and situation, as well as other related cases that have been ongoing in Bountiful as well as in Moab. Many unsolved and unresolved murders and other serious crimes that have been happening right now. They are now officially being looked at by several juries and also by our new and upcoming Jural Assembly. And I am officially giving you guys the news here first. So things are moving quite speedily. We're starting to make very real progress, which is great news because there's quite a few things that need to be resolved regarding Clark Jones. And here is the first official, that's right, the very first official court case now in the federal district court, federal level, on this serious issue with Moab and with these other murders, and specifically with the Kylen and Crystal Schulte case and situation. Here it is. Right from off the presses, right here. That's right, guys. It is indeed official now. And I'm just going to read a few snippets from this very important case and legal proceeding, which is now in motion. Because I can't really reveal anything of any true contention right now. But here I will read just a couple of snippets from this important case. Property, including the asset P.O. Box, was made and established directly on 10/10/2018. That's the 10th of October in 2018. Between me, I'll just say me for now, who's the name of the purchaser for the business in question, and Jason of UPS, as well as its executive assignees, including Mark Coleman, UPS Shipping, Brad Phillip, VP of UPS Store and Customer Care, and Clark Jones, that's correct, UPS Global Shipping President, along with Mike McCrae, who were directly who directly participated as a chief enforcer for UPS at the time when stealing the property in question, and who has allegedly been involved in the cover-up of multiple murders, which includes those conducted in Moab, like the Kylen and Crystal Schulte case, as well as the Western Memorabilia Store robbery that occurred in the year 2021. So very important to make note of these facts. Because of this, it is designated that those assigned to this venue, including Mark and Deneen Davis, are being sued for property theft in full, as well as damages recorded as a result of these thefts and repossessions. The quoted P.O. Box or declared asset is the rightful property of the designee, who currently resides in the area of Washington County, and is also a lawfully recognized state national with official notarization seal shown from the County Land Recorder's Office and Assembly Recorder's Desk. This seal demonstrates the aforementioned political status and affirms their right to the property. So that's just a snippet of this case. This is very exciting. It also mentions in several different passages in the facts of the actual physical case that there's cover-ups going on with these potential homicides, dealing with Kylen and Crystal Schulte in particular, and dealing with other victims who have been in the area of Bountiful, Salt Lake, and Moab. So I'm very grateful to be able to share this with you guys, and there's more to come. Much more. The facts are finally coming to the surface, and nothing Mr. D or anyone else does at this point is going to interfere with everything being laid out on the table including all the facts and all of the required information surrounding that during these upcoming hearings, because I'm going to be there at every single one of the hearings. I already indicated, and other people are studying this case, and they're going to be, they're studying the actual physical evidence so they can look into exactly what happened, who covered up these murders, and why. Thank you again. There's more to come. So once again, folks, it's good. The result that has occurred, the case being filed and officially in the federal court system, in the federal courts, and the different things that have gone on around that. Apparently it's in the main court of Washington County as well. And, it's a positive result. But this is one of the things that I wanted to go ahead and make sure people are aware of, that they can zero in on what's really truly been going on. There are a number of felony thefts, felony charges for breaking and entering, felony theft and possession, right there in the Washington County area, in St. George, which is related to these issues and related to also the murders themselves. So, and it's very important for a myriad of reasons, no matter what, because these same thieves have been doing it in a number of areas, and for a long time have been stealing from specific stores in Moab, including the memorabilia store. So of course, it's good and it's important that this is all coming out. Everything is coming out, the information is coming out. It's coming to the surface. Stealing more than $9,000 worth of merchandise off of Highway 191 and similar. At least $160 in cash. These were multiple robberies that also occurred concurrently with the Moab incident report. So it's very, very important. It's a good development that all of this information is coming out, that all the evidence is coming out, and we will get to the bottom of finally what truly happened in Moab and the surrounding areas. But you'll notice I don't have any kind of connection or connotation to these issues. I don't see it as totally a positive thing in any kind of sense. I also don't see it as truly a negative thing either. These things are all coming to the surface, okay, is just exactly how it was meant to go, no matter what, for some reason. And these things are coming out. And so I'm going to be at every single hearing. My representative will be at every single hearing, as well as the hearing where I am the defendant, as well as the hearing where I make certain accusations. And it's going to reveal everything that's gone on with this ordeal and with what occurred in Moab and what occurred also elsewhere too. And so for whatever reason I'm saying this, okay, this is meant to occur. That's all. Everything that's going on here is required and is meant to occur. So, I don't in truth know, and that's the correct answer to have. I don't in truth know what's going to happen. I get the indication it won't be too negative, and it won't be too positive. Thank God. Okay? But certainly some very interesting things are going to occur around this as this moves forward. And so I wanted you all to be aware of this and understand we're moving into the full phase of the investigation, which means also the jury investigation and people reviewing this. And it's certainly possible, more than possible, some things will occur to me and my associate in retaliation and certain things and so on. But all these things are meant to be how they are. And hopefully, and we can only pray, all right, everything is entirely revealed. And this doesn't go how it could have been and how it could have gone, is my point. So, and you need to make sure your prayers are with that family, with the Schultes and similar, because they've lost more than several of their family members as a result of everything that's gone on here. And they're the ones who are suffering the most as victims. So I want you to make sure to spread the word, get the information out there further, that people have it under grand jury investigation, that things are moving ahead with the specific suspects of the investigation, and that by the end of it, whatever happens, because we don't know in truth what will finally happen, but this will be fully resolved, and I'll likely have that part of my property back as well in the process. But these victims will have justice for what happened here, and it seems all of this is in relationship to Clark Jones, which is strange because the UPS, does all the shipping for everything in the world. So make sure, get your friends, your family involved. Let them know justice is already here and it's coming. Thank you. Because it's very important that this, information comes out and comes to the surface. These people who are the thieves who are involved are related to these exact perpetrators. The men, 23-year-old Todrick, Daryl Sykes, and Kevin Edison, exited the vehicle and were found stealing more than $9,000. So again, folks, the reason that I'm covering this and why we care a lot about this is these hikers, including Samantha Sires in this case, they vanished without a trace. And it's all in connection to this same issue. Samantha Sires disappeared August 1st, 2018 in Vesper Peak, the North Cascade Mountains of Washington State. Samantha Sires went missing while on a solo hike on the Vesper Peak Trail of the North Cascade Mountains in Washington State, August 1st, 2018. Sam left on the trail at around 8 a.m. and was expected to head home and check in with her boyfriend, Kevin Dares, that evening. He couldn't accompany Sam because he was working, and when he realized that she hadn't returned, she was reported missing. The Washington Trails Association describes Vesper Peak Trail as Vesper Peak, not for any kind of novice hiker, but for those thirsting for a step beyond hiking into backcountry as a leaping off point and starting point. The potential consequences of stumbling here are decidedly lesser than the summits and mountain loop. Some hikers said that Vesper Peak is hard to follow, implying Sires might have accidentally strayed from the trail. And Samantha's car was found parked at the trailhead 27 miles south of Darrington on the Mountain Loop Highway of the Mount Baker Sonoqua National Forest. 70 searchers went to look for her, and they did not turn up finding Sires or the person that was with her on the trail at that time. And so this is so important. You can check once again on Brian's Mysteries and Adventures on Trail. He does a great job in covering what's really going on and covering this story. But why it's so important is it's directly related to these incidents. This, and I've brought it up before, this whole issue around Clark Jones and the hunters that he was working with is just enormous in scope. It's the equivalent of the 9/11 cover-up. Folks, it really is. And that means there is as many as possibly 38 or 40 victims, maybe more, that were either killed by Clark Jones or indirectly killed and slain by Jones and his hunters involved in this. And it's just enormous in scope. And so we need to be paying very close attention to this, because this is going to cover other investigations. This is the big one. So it's going to cover investigations that go on in Montana, in Washington State, and so on. There's many judges in certain places that knew about him and didn't know necessarily the extent, but that there were murders going on, and there's a lot of murders. A lot. So that's why you're seeing all these people be arrested and resign. Like I said, including judges, including all of that, because they knew. Even the Prime Minister of Canada apparently knew a little bit about Clark Jones and what he was doing. And so he was associated with them, the same way Brian Laundrie is associated with the hunters and with Mr. Jones. And so what we're discovering here, folks, is this is enormous. And we need to be paying especially close attention to this as it comes unglued. Thank you. Spread the word. So that was it, folks. A curious case that's gone on with the Schultes and similar. Is quickly coming to its deserved head, and is coming to its final conclusion as well. So, spread the word, like, comment, subscribe. Investigations are underway, and I apologize to you guys for being away for the 10 days and so that it's been, but that's all been involved in getting the proper paperwork admitted into court as a court record, taking care of jury deliberations, getting the jury fully seated. That includes the entire Jural Assembly in this case, who is now deciding certain key aspects of everything to do with this. Thank you again, and make sure to subscribe. Signing off, JTC.